the thing happened, you took his place. Um, it's very odd.
I think the cover I'm wearing now is the one that was created by the God Machine. I don't think this one is a former human.
Okay. So this was one of the ones that was just kind of like inserted in, and
Yeah,
has
basically.
been there the whole time. Just no one knew about it. Because it's really weird. Because like whenever the God Machine creates something for an angel or something like that, like it's like it was always there.
I think I'm going to switch Lodestone out, actually.
Not as useful as you thought it was going to be.
Nothing I can think of. If I used a gun, I would say bullets just come to me naturally, but everything else is there going. Because it's two examples are coins falling to the ground or water flowing towards you, but it can't mechanically go against the flow of water. So if you're standing upstream, the water can't go upstream; it can only go downstream. So instead of going, I don't really know what would be useful to me in that instance. So I think I might just take the same matter one still, but take remote control instead.
I mean, it kind of goes along with the other thing you have. You can see the radio waves.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. And then I think the other one I'm gonna permanent is, or not permanence, but year. um,
How many spells can you have active at a time?
wait, hold on. I don't know. That actually might be kind of funny. Apparently, Lodestone can do the opposite. I didn't see that. It's literally a text box on the next page. Instead of retract, you can have it repel. So the example is, you can keep a cloud of tear gas away from yourself, or the rain just goes around you. As far as active spells, that's a good question. Gotta remember, how is that determined?
I get a refill and get my drink. Hello, hello, hello. Did anyone have any questions on their character? Something they had, something but they didn't really know what was going on with it.
How tall am I?
Oh, that's quite simple. You can decide that unless you want to roll.
4'9".
All I heard was 9.
4'9". Don't ask what. So specific.
You just don't want to go on any amusement rides.
Hey, Grandma, I'm not tuning in. Since you said it was an exceptional, I'm going to take the option to refund the mana spent.
There you go. So welcome to the world of darkness, everybody. In this game, there's conditions, tilts that might happen to your character. If if we have like a scene and you get a tilt, if it goes away like within that scene, that's usually done and over with. Something that lasts longer that you have to try and get rid of might earn you a beat. Conditions usually have like a resolve this or resolve this and get a beat type situation tied into them. We roll d10s. 8s and up are successes. 10s explode. If you have your dice pool reduced to 1 die, it is a chance die, and that means a 10 is the only way to get a success. And chance dies do not explode, but a chance die can dramatically fail if you roll a 1. Anytime you fail a roll, but don't dramatically fail, you can choose to dramatically fail to gain a beat. The problem with that is it gives me leeway to mess with you more. You guys decided you wanted to do group beats. So after the session, we'll sit and discuss. Or if we don't have time after a session, we'll type in chat to figure out if you did any of your aspirations or completed any conditions and what beats, are to be awarded. It'll be interesting when Oni shows up, having a nocturnal person with you guys. See how you adapt to that. I mean, playing with 2 mages and a demon should be interesting on its own. Have you guys thought of aspirations? And if you have you put them down somewhere?
I did. I actually made a new box on the 3rd page for aspirations.
I remember thinking about aspirations. I don't remember what I decided on. I don't see it written down.
Just so we all get an idea of what's going on, seeing how this is a new game, does we want to go through and describe your characters so everyone knows what everyone looks like or what you believe everyone should see?
I guess I can go first. Uh, Xavier Willis appears to be human, tall, kind of lanky, dark hair, shaggy dark hair, pale skin. Uh, Publicly, he runs a bookstore, called Bookstore. Most of it is, if you guys have visited, you'd see his bookstore is like 90% mortal nonsense, like tarot cards and palm reading, things like that, and maybe like 10% actual occult stuff. And assuming you guys, do both wizards know him? I know Grumpy does, but Helga does.
I probably don't.
Well, then, just for Grumpy, not even just acknowledging that he's not human is a threat to his existence, basically. Like, it can weaken his cover. So, don't talk about him not being a demon, not being human.
That's understandable.
Ixnay on the supernatural shit, I am a mortal. I am doing my everyday human job. Thank you, Xavier. Who would like to go next?
So, excuse me. Gallagher Reed, Uriel Mackenzie, Phineas Yarborough III, known as Finn by his family. That's a pretty tall gentleman, 6'2", dark hair. He is currently missing his left hand just below the elbow. Strangely enough, if you've actually ever seen the end of his hand, it's perfectly smooth and there's like no break in the skin. Like the magic took care of all that. It just kind of so it's really hard for him to explain that one day he had a hand and the next day he didn't. He works as a surveyor for the government. Um, he actually has a shadow name, so he most people who deal with him in his mage knows him as Meticulous. Um, he loves clockwork stuff. Always has like different watches and whatnot. Loves his pocket watch. Um, really into going into that library and researching um, lost items and artifacts. Uh, he loves reading these stories and uh, somewhat Indiana Jones, I guess. He wants to go and find those things and keep them safe from the public. Or maybe the public safe from them.
Very nice, Finn. And in walks our mortuary man.
A mortician, surveyor, and a bookstore owner walk into a bar. Kidding. I'm Osius. I am Osius Moores. You may call me Oz. I am a mortician slash medical examiner for a very small town known, what did I call it? Was it Dick Town? Dick City? Something like that. There's actually a real ghost town that's outside of New York. What was it called? Hold on. Just transferring my notes when you.
Too much chat.
I think it's Dick, literally. Something town. Hold on.
Dicktown, New York. You are correct, sir.
That is it. Yes, I am from.
Dicktown, yeah, Dicktown is a ghost town in Putnam County in the United States. So.
Wormchester.
This is Wormchester.
Yep. So I'm a mortician / medical examiner for Dicktown, Wormchester. I like to be left alone. Even when my own order summons me, half the time I ignore it because I have pursuits that I would like to get done, and being bothered to do things is just really inconvenient. So, but for what I do, I have a deceptively athletic build, and I have sleek back red hair, and no matter what, I am always wearing a lab coat, even if the setting does not call for it.
Oz, what was your name again?
Oh, hold on. Let me pull up my other sheet.
Anubis.
No, my name is not Anubis. Don't you dare say that name out loud again. As you see sand starts to flow around me.
I wouldn't say it. I wouldn't say that around. Actually, that's probably like the names that me and you truly know each other by.
Yes, that's his mage name is Anubis. The shadow name specifically. It is Osius Moors. You can call me Oz. I'll post it in the chat for you.
Thank you. Oh, what the fuck? Associus Mars.
Copy.
All right. And they call you Oz. That's what they call you, right?
Yeah. Because everyone looks at me funny every time I say that name.
So the normal human has, first, last name. The two mages have their name, their nickname, and another nickname.
Yep, unfortunately, that is the common thing amongst mages. We have a name that we practice by and a name that the mortals know us by.
Yeah, and I actually took the merit or whatever shadow name, so
you get bonuses with that.
Yeah, mine doesn't mean anything other than that's what other mages would know me by if they know me at all. His actually grants bonuses.
I have to have another nickname, you just said? Did I miss something?
No. You got your really long name, and then people call you Finn.
Uh-huh. Oh,
so you have your normal name, a nickname, and then another nickname.
Yes, but that's not a nickname. That is probably my most important name. Meticulous, they call me. No, you will
just
never.
Just updating my notes.
Yeah. And when you're dealing with Finn, you probably notice that like he always has like watches. Like he's got watches for days, and you're just like, what the fuck? And if you've actually looked into the watches he wears, that he now wears on his right hand, which is really weird because he's right-handed, so you're not supposed to wear a watch on that hand. He wears them there now if he has them. But you've probably noticed like high-end watches, like something a city guy should not be wearing. Like he's like he works a freaking city job. How does he? Yeah, so that's his one thing. He just watches Rolexes and all them other freaking crazy fucking brands. But he's usually wearing the Rolex Submariner on like a daily basis.
Like all surveyors do.
No surveyors do. Yeah, he probably wears a different watch when he goes out surveying because it's designed like it's got like a compass and it's probably some, Cartier diamonds in it and yeah, he's watches is his one. I got to write that down. I just came up with that. But yeah, he's that his I have to show my money somehow.
Is that your obsession?
No, my obsession is building
That's
my
just
my obsession is I'm Indiana Jones. Is my obsession
Oh,
is
fair enough.
finding the lost is my obsession. No, I
and
happen
you
to
fit in well with the
I'm
mysterious.
really I took really rich. I've got like five in resources, so that's what I just spend my money
The
on. I
man
don't have
said, "Don't tell anyone."
I
10
know.
minutes into the backstory.
I'm like fuck it, let's let everybody know. Well, I have
I
to let
guess this
people
is
know you're
technically
rich.
this is the backstory part. So this
Yeah.
is like pre-game. So you're like everyone sees you walking around with these fancy stuff
Yeah.
that you shouldn't be able to afford.
But he does and he wears like plain other clothes. Like he wears regular jeans and whatever and stuff. He doesn't buy expensive clothes. He doesn't drive freaking crazy cars. He's probably got an older phone. Like, he doesn't have like he doesn't go out and buy the brand new phones. Like for some reason, like everything else in his life is as though he lived as a middle class person from birth to when he was probably about 22 when the stocks he won as a in a contest as a 13-year-old um started paying dividends basically. So he just lives off of stocks and like his family doesn't even know he's like really rich and shit like that. He just keeps it all. So that's my background.
There you go. Does everyone have a uh, character sheet picture?
Do I need to send you something or just read
Nope.
it out?
As long as you have it uploaded in your thing.
It's on my sheet.
Yeah.
He's even got a fake hand.
I'll need you to upload mine when you get a chance.
Working that one.
I still blame all you for the reason why I can't upload my Roll20. All the stuff from our very first game.
What?
All right, where are my pictures?
I put you guys on the tokens. Can you see those?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Ooh. Sexy redhead in a coat.
On this glorious Monday, uh, Finn and Oz would have gotten a message. Mail. You would have gotten a letter from Henry Cooper asking you to meet him at the library at 7 p.m.
What the fuck sends letters?
What kind of stamp was used? Did you say what was his name again? Henry Cooper?
Henry Cooper.
Oh, it's right there. Wormchester, Wormchester. He's from the city of Wormchester in Wormchester.
Boy, yes. Wormchester was so nice it was named twice.
Oh God, you did not just do that. This is definitely gonna be a different game. What kind of stamp?
as you look over this envelope, it does not have a stamp, nor is it stamped by the post office.
And it was in my mailbox.
Yes.
Okay, so obviously not mail. I definitely don't. I don't physically touch the letter at all with my hands. I probably, as I see something like that, I'm like, oh no! I put on a pair of, you know, sterile nitrile gloves or whatever, probably latex most likely,
Glove.
and just yeah, and just kind of, you know, this is evidence. But then I'll read it and be like, huh, okay, 7 o'clock. Weird.
It does have on the back when you look at it, it does have a stamp, like a stamped logo.
Yep, embossed. Okay.
See if this will upload. There you go. Dragon with a shield, and you would know this is the symbol of uh,
Oh,
your order.
the dragon tagline here. I'm guessing it doesn't actually say the dragon tagline here.
It does not. It says Wings of the Dragon.
Okay. And then and that's you said our
The order.
organ or
The Mysterium. Henry Cooper is your handler, your supervisor.
well that oh that's right, you wrote that in there, didn't you? That was information I need to handwritten Cooper, yeah. Really? Really? I just read that? You horrible person. The second to last line, Gallagher has a unique friend that lends a hand. Really?
I had to. So that is up to you, Finn, if you invite an extra when you go.
Oh. Does it say +1 on my invitation? And who the fuck is my invitation addressed to? Is there a name or is it just like in my envelope or in my
It's your full legal name.
fuck you.
It's made out like it's got the address and everything. It doesn't have the return address is the library.
Yeah, basically my destination.
Yeah. He just didn't think about a stamp and a other thing.
But I would
You know that the public library is usually meetings. It's usually like when you've gone to pick up other missions and you've met Henry there, you'll go into like one of the side rooms and he just sits you guys down and talks to you and explains what they need researched and then a report written up to find out if it is something that we have to deal with or something we just have to pass down the line. So usually you don't meet inside the Mysterium.
This makes sense. Supposed to be mysterious and all. Do I believe Henry is his real name? I would have looked into it. If I'd
There
known
is,
Henry for a while, I would have asked him that question.
yes, it is his legal name. He works at the library.
Oh, you actually interesting. But I will stop at. I will definitely stop at the bookstore, um, and invite the man I see is who planted the bomb and then saved me from it. It's really weird. I'm guessing you have like a bell on your shop. Is it one of those kind of bookstores?
Yep.
I knew it. I gotta get we gotta get a ring sound as I enter the shop, wearing his classic Rolex. Uh, Probably just grabs a random book, heading towards the front. Something I know written by somebody who knows the location of things. Like I know is a mage, but who writes like stories and like is just like puts off like one of those like, oh no, things are supposed to be here, here, and here, and it's like, no, dude, that's way over there. Why would you? Oh, I see what you're doing here. So he lays false trails. But I do like his writing, and so I'll grab his newest book that he just released, and I always buy my books from this bookstore. It's the way to go. Friend, how are you doing this evening? Hey, want to go to the library? I know, seems nice. And I'll show him my letter.
Oh, you have an assignment?
I might. I'm guessing I do. Henry doesn't call me to the library to read often.
I suppose I can go with you. Have someone cover the shop.
You have people that work for you? That is awesome.
I'll call over Kevin.
Yes,
to,
sir.
I'm going out for a while, probably most of the night. Are you okay to close up?
Oh, uh, uh,
You got this,
yeah.
Kevin. You got this, Kevin.
Yeah, I got this.
I know you've got this. Relax, breathe, one step at a time. You're not doing the whole thing all at once. One step at a time as you're closing. Remember, lock the fucking door.
Lock the door.
No, that's not what I said. I see. There's
One
a little
step at
issue.
a time.
No, you missed a whole word when you. Yeah, never mind. We're good. He'll lock the door. I'm guessing.
All right, I'll accompany you.
Thanks, boss.
I put the book back. I guess I didn't buy that one, did I? I'll get it later.
What was this NPC now that I have to add in here? What
Kevin.
was his name? Kevin?
Kevin.
Sounded like he's probably 17, 18, the way you threw him out like that, or he is a incel 35-year-old. Either way, I'm not sure.
We'll go with the 17-year-old.
Yeah, playing that other one been really weird. You'd had to do some research. How do you fuckers wire? What? They don't know you shit, motherfucker. Bathe, shave, get a job. Yeah, happy days.
As you make your way to the public library, I gotta drag you
I
guys.
I admire the I see a picture of a library. I think I just saved like a half a page of Discord on accident just now. Oh, this is nice. Oh, bright and light. What time is it right now? Say 7
Yes,
Is it
7 p.m.
p.m. Yeah, it's right getting dark. And what time of year is it? Is it coat weather?
This
I know
time of
we're in
year,
New York.
it is
Okay.
is warm.
Oh, it's gross.
Do you arrive promptly, early, or late?
15 minutes. If you're not, if you're on time, you're late. Unless I get slowed down by the librarian.
Oz, what time do you make it here?
Depends. What time did I get the letter? Is it business hours when I get the letter?
Yes, it was business hours when you got the letter.
Then we are gonna do it. We are gonna pull a Scrooge in this bitch. We don't close up shop till promptly 7 o'clock.
Should always get here early. Fuck, Oz is gonna be. Oh, damn it.
Well, let's see. Surveyor for the government, guy who has to handle bodies. I'm not just gonna leave a corpse on my table. Gotta keep that shit fresh.
So two of you, arrived there early. It is bustling. There was a lot of students milling about. There is a central desk for information and a couple of librarians there. If you could, let's do our first roll. If you guys could do a perception roll.
Man, only if we
I
were
believe it is composure and wits.
composure and yeah. And you said like a perception.
Yes.
You
Do
is
you
there
have a
any
bonus
is
in
there?
this?
Well, no, I was checking. I don't think so. I was just taking a. I was just trying to see if there was like a skill that kind of dropped in with that, but I don't have it. Like normal. Yep. Here we go.
Uh, so Xavier, as you walk in, um, you're just books are your everyday, and you just got taken out of your bookstore to go to a bookstore where they don't sell books. Very annoying. So you're just sidetracked with that. But Finn and Oz, I'll use yours later when you arrive. Um, Up on the third row, you would see Mr. Cooper. It looks like he is wheeling a book tray with several books on it. Looks like he is returning some books.
Hello, Henry. Guess we got some time to wait for. Why do you? You
Did you go all the way up to him, or did you start shouting from down here?
I keep. I understand library decorum, and yeah. So when it is when I know he would be in earshot within library decorums.
I just wanted to make sure you travel to him.
Yes, I
That's
did
fine.
not want to shout out like an idiot. We are. I realize I'm in a library. I shout in the bookstore when I shouldn't. A little boisterous I am. It's kind of brash. Uh, good looking. Seems a little lost most of the time.
There you go. So Henry, is about 5'10", you know, medium build, little bit of stubble, has a not lit cigarette sticking out of his mouth, um, and he has his glasses on, which aren't dark right now, but they're just normal reading glasses. He looks to you, goes, ah,
I pull out a not John Wick, yeah, John Constantine type lighter, and like kind of clink it open and be like, and offer to light his cigarette.
oh, no, no, not in the library. This is
Ah,
merely habit. Appreciate it.
just an offer. Maybe one day you're going and you're like, fuck it.
Might as well go with the blaze.
Do you need a hand, Henry? It will be a moment before. You know you can't do this at 7. He closes at 7. He's not going to come here at 7. I know you're here 15 minutes early, and I got to wait for him to, do his thing. He won't use the bathroom at this job. It's just weird. I don't even know how you hold it that long. It's like he goes home and he's got, fuck. I love that guy. Shit. Forgot the lemon square.
If it is his business, you would think he would change the hours.
Oh, he does it. Why would he though? He wants every penny. He needs to be there. You get paid. You got to be there. He's the kind of guy you walk out. Hey man, I need 10 minutes. You're working until the 10 minutes and getting paid that. And that's it. I'm not paying you for the full hour kind of shit. It's weird.
Your
No one
friend,
ever.
your friend here has his own store, and he is here.
Well, he has Kevin. Which I wouldn't have left Kevin alone in my fucking store. I'll tell you that. That guy looks kind of scary.
Oh, so Oz does not need a Kevin.
He probably does. It'd be kind of, or he, like you said, he works alone. It's not like he needs to work. It's like a body. What is he doing? There's got to be a point where you'd be like, hey, I can stop here and actually make it to the library on time. Even on time. I know I'm early, but just, sorry, 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 sorry. Savior, Henry, you guys, yeah, yeah. He knows, right? They know each other. I'm guessing no, yeah, yeah, no, sir.
Would you have introduced him before?
Xavier, would I have introduced you before? I just turned like to my left, like there was somebody there in real life. I like looked over at my cat stand, which is kind
That's
of weird,
awesome.
and I'm like, but he's not there.
You might have mentioned a friend of yours, yes?
Okay, so
Or
they haven't met, but I would be like, Henry, let me. I mean,
He knew that your friend has a bookstore.
yes,
Just so
he
you know.
knew that, and he would know, and Henry would have probably known that this is the same man who saved my life, and you know, when I lost my arm. Um, Henry wouldn't know how I lost my arm. He would think it was some kind of other accident or something. He wouldn't know it was a magic thing. Um, so I'd be like, "No, this is Xavier, the gentleman who owns the bookstore I've told you about. I figured he could lend a hand."
Now I get you doing it.
A friend of mine told me that joke this morning or today, recently actually, and I thought it was
As long
fitting.
as our moods are up and up.
Oh, always in a good
Uh,
mood, sir. Yes. I don't know how Xavier is. He left his shop at Kevin, who's probably, I believe, it seemed more like a 30-year-old incel than a 17-year-old high school student. Um, didn't have a lot of confidence, the young man.
he
Didn't.
just leaves the books there and motions for like there's a corner where there's some chairs, and he says we can either sit here and chat while we wait, or you
Like I said,
can.
let me help you put books away. Got a big ass cart of fucking books here.
He's he's fully well ready to leave the book stand where it is.
All right, then let's take my
So you
taxpayer dollars and sit down and have a conversation.
so you go have a seat. You guys talk back and forth, small chat. Oz, how long does it take you to arrive?
How much of a dick are
Probably if it started right at 7 when my business is closing, I'm probably there by 9 because I walk there deceptively fast, but I walk there.
you? Did you say 9?
Yep. Hey, I'm walking from Dicktown, Winchester to wherever you guys are currently. The
I would have
fact that
been at I would have been at your place of employment with my car had I known that was even a possibility. I'd have been sitting outside. I'm like, I know you're not getting there on time. Come on, get in. I'm not waiting for you to walk. I know you're gonna walk. No, that'd
Future.
be.
Future. All right. 15 minutes after 7, uh, Henry returned to you two and say, well, I suppose we can talk about this. And he'll get up and we'll go to room number 4.
I go through the number 4 in my head. Just like you would see me just kind of like look up and like kind of like probably like tap his fingers like 4 times, like counting, like doing like just trying to figure out what's the good bad of the number 4.
Nothing particular.
No, it was just like I
Uh,
said, you can see like me
oh,
thinking about
you
it, like
are.
as
Yes,
a
gotcha.
yeah, it like just so the weird little math seems like math is probably one of his um like clicks. Like he clicks on like using numbers and math. Um, like I said he likes clockwork stuff, so it's always there's there's something comforting in numbers and stuff for him. It would seem.
Yes. So he will go over, and he pulls out uh, his library card, which is attached to a tether, and does the security thing on. Beep. Uh, Open the door. It's got there are the Venetian blinds, but they're down. That's got a window in the door, and then side window, so you could have Venetian blinds up and everything. But they are currently down. It's a small 8 by 8 room with a table in the center, uh, 2 chairs on each side, so you could fit like 8 people in here. Uh, he will motion for you guys to go in. After you guys go in, he'll shut the door behind him, turns the lock. Then he'll go sit at one side. Like always, little odds and ends. There is there was an incident last week that happened, and we just want to see if it needs a thorough investigation or whatnot. It didn't seem like it could be just nothing. Could be just an act of vandalism. Um, but we, every now and then we have little things for you to check out. If you could check this out for me, and when you're done, the normal handwritten report, hand it to me so I can see what the next step needs to be. You know, that corner grocery store on 5th and Main.
Fifth and Main.
Yes. It appears there was some vandalism that happened there, and we don't know too much about it, but it was passed to me, and I am passing it to you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
As always, we appreciate it.
What about this act of vandalism came to the attention of the Mysterium?
It's unsolved, and we don't like things unsolved.
A significant piece of graffiti of
Unsolved leads to either a lack of uh, investigation on oneself or a lack of knowledge of how it happened, if you get my drift.
and what was that? What was vandalized?
Corner grocery store, you said?
Yes, 5th and Main, convenience store.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, I forgot to ask anything else about it, so sorry about that.
Henry. Yeah, that's all right. That's what I'm going to do anyway. Makes no sense for you to know more.
Why would I ruin all your fun?
Yeah, that's what I just said, Henry. Not like I don't look at things all day already. Fifth and Main. All right, well, guess we will look into some vandalism. We don't.
So unfortunately, that does not take an hour and 15 minutes for.
It won't take me that long to get there. I was messing around. Before I leave my shop, I will be casting a spell.
Ooh.
Luckily, I hadn't picked my second praxis yet. Okay, so since I'm still technically in my sanctum, before I leave, I will cast this spell because I can do this in 30 minutes or less. I am going to be casting the praxis velocity control.
And praxis is the 3 successes for exceptional.
Well, and praxis also ignores. With your praxis, you can also ignore the normal restriction of a spell. I'm trying to think what it's called, the dot. So, if you normally can only learn up to a 2 dot in a certain category like force, you can actually use a praxis to learn a higher one because it doesn't count as dots.
Oh yeah, that's right, because each practice is a little spell.
Yep. Let's see, it's...
Oh, so you can use it on your inferior one to learn a more powerful one.
Yes, it also, with the praxis, you don't have to spend mana for common and inferiors. Everything else still applies, but the initial 1 cost is ignored with a praxis. So 2, 5, 7. The dice pool, and then sorry, I'm probably gonna need. For scene's sake, I'll just cast it at normal. I don't need to make it any longer. Oh, and to answer your question from earlier, Grim, active spells you can have 1 per gnosis.
Roger.
So I just need to roll my 7 dice, because I'm not... Actually, it's 8 dice. Because it's 2 for force, 5 for gnosis, 1 for my path tool. Oh, 2 for my path tool, because I can use up to my gnosis. So I have path, and I have the mantra high speech that we get from being a part of the Mysterium. So 5 plus 2 is 7, plus 1 is 8. I didn't mean to do it that way. But I got 1 8. Yep, that's wrong. Let me just redo that.
X equals. Does that work on here?
You can also just click simple roll on the character sheet and then hit the dice, and it'll ask you dice pool.
Oh, there you go.
It also labels it. Nice. Since this is praxis, that is a exceptional success.
And so what did you want to do? Extend the scene on that, or?
Yeah, just so I can have it longer than normal. That'd be fine.
Scene today, is it?
Yeah, it would be technically, scene today, yes. So I get the effects of velocity control for the next day. Which what velocity control does, which I'm still probably going to roll something up to your discretion of athletics, drive, or science, unless you feel something else fits. I can greatly increase or decrease an object's velocity. I can double it or half it for each level of the spell's potency. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just reading. Where is the exceptional success? Instead of extending it to a day, I'll just make it so I can get there faster, so I will increase the potency. So instead of me moving at double my speed, I move at quadruple my speed. One. I figured out what the problem was. I have apparently 2 layers of dark mode. So my speed would put me at 20. No, 32.
So we'll say you're getting there right as they are exiting room 4.
Fair.
One perception from earlier, you will notice them as they're coming out of a room.
Okay.
And as they come down and meet Xavier, you would notice something. You have perfect memory.
Yep.
You would have noticed more people have come into the library than have left the library.
Mm. Give me one.
I am a trained observer, but definitely don't have eidetic memory on this guy.
As we're walking towards the exit, Xavier will take out his cell phone, and it looks like he's fiddling with it, but I think Finn would notice he's not actually interfacing. It's like he's just tapping on air. And I'm going to activate the embed synthesis. Two successes. The character sees how the area has changed in the recent past. He learns if any object was dropped here or taken away, the origin of any scratches or scrape. Maybe this doesn't. This is supposed to be like a crime scene investigation. Yeah, I actually don't think this would be useful. Never mind that.
It's not what you were thinking.
Nah, it's gonna be useful at our destination, but not here.
Stupid macro not working the way it's supposed to work. Stupid macro. So Henry would stay up and push the cart and say goodbye.
You have a good day, Henry.
Good day as well.
Well, good evening, Oz. You have a good day.
I think where my Nimbus sort of coincides with my running at fucking 32 speed as little clouds of dust whirl around me. Almost cartoonishly like the Roadrunner. Yes, sorry I'm late. You know, you really wish, I'm sorry, I really wish that Henry would be more supportive of the fact that I have a business to run and I don't have people to run it with.
I agree. I mentioned the same thing to you. I brought my. I don't know if you've ever met Oz, bookstore owner Xavier, Xavier Oz.
Pleasure.
Hello.
Look, we're gonna go look at some vandalism.
That's what they called me out of my sanctum for? Vandalism?
Unsolved vandalism.
Alright, fine.
Grocer on 5th in Maine. Henry doesn't really have a lot of information. I thought he'd be like I was always hoping he'd kick in to be like that guy from that girls show, you know. I always forget that dude's name, but
Charles Angels.
Charlie's Angels. See, there you go. I guess they wanted to be like Charlie. I guess that's the answer. Thank you. I actually could not think of fucking that dude. I was like, why can't I think of who they are? But yeah, I always thought he'd be just like very knowledgeable and give us like most of the information. And we just gotta. And I realize that's our job. So
This is the third time he's called me up for something as simple as vandalism.
really,
I have more important things to do.
I do too. I had to. I had to do this college voodoo doll thing the other week. It's really weird. I guess the kid got really, really close to actually like being able to hurt somebody. I don't even know where he got information from. He says he got it from Harry Potter. I don't fucking doubt it.
Well, I could tell you one thing that works, but then I'd get in trouble for teaching it to you.
I know a lot of things that work. I do appreciate it though. It's interesting. I now want to learn what this is. I have to figure out a way for it not to get you in trouble.
But it's one of the unforgivable curses.
You did not just do that.
The funny part is that I can specifically replicate that.
I walked right into that. Oh, I walked right into that. Oz, that was good. That was good, Oz. I really do appreciate that one.
little bit of death, a little bit of force, perhaps a tiny bit of matter.
Hmm. Hmm. Uh,
Funny, death is less death than you think it is. A lot of the stuff you can do with death, I would have expected more in spirit than in death.
yes, that's true.
Have we left the library yet, or are we still way out?
I didn't know if you needed to speak with Henry or.
You're kind of like in the foyer.
Oh, I mean, if you're just waiting on me, we can go.
Hi, beautiful cat.
Was
How'd
there
you know
reason
my
you
pet
needed
name?
to still be in the library, Xavier? Or you were just curious?
I was curious if we were walking and talking or just.
You could have been walking and talking.
Yeah, I thought we were because you said Henry was pushing the cart, so I figured he was traveling with us.
Oh, he stayed up, pushed the cart on the third floor.
Oh, okay. But yeah, we were definitely walking and talking. Oh, that's right. We were all the way upstairs.
Was there anything you wanted to do? Are you heading straight there? Are you?
Well, yeah, I was just gonna go and to look at what's going on. Got to get started somewhere. Got to see what I'm looking at. You know, make sure I have all the camera equipment. And head on out.
Corner grocery store. Although, by the time you get here, it's closer to 8 at night.
Makes sense.
Street light on. If you guys want to roll another perception check as you approach.
All right. I got to go 9 again. Wits and composure.
So you guys are coming up, and there's no sign of graffiti. There is no vandalism. The store is in pristine, Oz. As you guys are approaching, you catch out of the corner of your eye. There's like a side street. Kind of looks like a little alley between two buildings, and something catches your eye down that side street.
Hmm. I'm gonna go.
Look a little better. There is this hunk of twisted, be- uh, uh, just twisted metal, like just laying in the alley.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I've thrown that game out too, so it's all right. Don't worry about that game, Oz. That thing, that's a dime a dozen. The new TV show's kind of funny though.
With a 4, I'll give you that. You can make out like in this twisted metal, there is like a sign in the middle, and it says "Little Debbie's."
someone got hungry.
They probably went for the Nutty Butters. It's the way to go, man. Nutty Buddies, man. Only way. They make a cream pie now.
And this in no way, shape, or like if you couldn't untwist this into a little Debbie stand. Like there's no way that this should be a little Debbie stand.
Do we know the Little Debbie stand? We've obviously
You've been in stores. You've
we're
seen
Worcesters.
cupcake stores. You've seen, you know, you they have stand like cupcake stands like every time you walk in you see 'em metal, and this
Okay.
does not resemble that at all.
Okay. Okay. So this is something that would just be in a grocery store. Okay, I got you.
Now I'm going to use the synthesis.
Did Oz point that out to us?
Sure, yeah.
3 successes.
And what is disability again?
It's almost like looking into the past. I can see how the area has changed in the recent past. He learns if any object was dropped here or taken away, the origin of any scratches or scrapes or other damage to the area. It's basically instantaneous crime scene investigation.
Yes, fucking motherfucker. So, you're looking and you see this little Debbie stand inside the grocery store, and then it's not there. It's in the alley, and it's twisted up like this. Do you see? Um, does it give you anything more than like if something was removed or something, or is it? Does show like other things around, or is it just like
I learned the origin of any scratches or scrapes or other damage to the area, any lingering or but invisible chemical agent, and the location of any hidden object. It does not penetrate magical attempts to disguise the area's past, but it also doesn't work in them.
so you wouldn't see people that were around or dogs or anything else, any animals. You just see that this little Debbie stand was inside the store, and within, I guess, I you would see it start to shake, and just as it's starting to disappear, it starts to twist a little, and then when it's out here, it is all twisted and mangled, um, and there's like little Debbie like snacks all over the place,
Oh,
which
they're out
are
here.
not there anymore.
Oh,
It looks like this was teleported out of the store and then just wound up here in a twisted hunk.
so you're telling me some kid has a power to snatch up a Little Debbie stand from a grocery store and do this to said stand? Yes, I know I just threw that out there. I was thinking, who would fuck up a Little Debbie stand? It would be a kid, right? They want Little Debbies. So he was trying to teleport the Debbie stand out here to have Little Debbies, or not a kid, maybe a teenager or something, a stoner. But it seems somewhat like, oh shit. Sorry, I didn't mean to just go all crazy on myself. That is awesome that you can do that. If you're like you really just like wow, okay. So it was in the grocery. Is there any like broken windows or anything like that, or is there anything indicating that something was snatched from that grocer, or they know something was taken, or
You guys don't see anything. Everything looks fine. And Xavier did not see anything other. There wasn't like it wasn't like a broken lock. There wasn't a broken window. It was just this little Debbie stand was in the store, and then it was outside in a twist. And had you not had like a 4 on perception, you wouldn't have fucking even known it was a little Debbie stand. And had you not had your power, you know, fucking mages and
Yeah.
demons ruining my mystery.
Question. I'm gonna go look into the store. Is there just a space where a little Debbie stand should have been?
Yes,
Okay.
and
Okay. So
like there's like you see four bolts where like a
it
stand
was
would be like
bolted into it
bolted
like
to the
bolted.
ground.
Okay. Now are the bolts broken?
No.
And there was definitely little Debbie's outside at one point or another.
That one of your party members saw.
Tell me, man. Well, obviously, I'll pass on all the information. I
The fact that it took the entire stand without damaging anything around it or leaving anything behind implies some form of intent behind it, like it was done deliberately.
Yes, I believe. I agree with that. The bolts not being broken. The intent was definitely for little Debbie's, but they obviously don't understand their strength or whatever. Or maybe just traveling from there to here distorted. Hmm.
Maybe we should take a look inside, see what else we can glean from the scene.
Are they open?
Yes. Uh, Phineas Ferb already went in the door.
I guess we're following Finn.
And when we come in, I'll be like,
Ding 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 ding.
I know I was just in here. Yeah, I want some chips. I'll grab some chips. Your little Debbie stand. What happened?
Man, I already told the officer about that. Someone stole it 4 days ago.
4 days ago?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
The officer came
Dang.
in. He took the statements. And he never
Was
returned.
it was done while you were closed.
Him looking a little confused, looking back and forth. Goes, I think so. Yeah, as far as I know.
Okay, you think so? Makes sense. Makes sense. I'll go
I
grab
mean,
like
I
the chips.
I I closed up and it was here, and then
Okay.
they
Yeah. Gotcha.
I think the
Gone when you came
report was
back.
saying like like midway through the next it reported it missing.
Hmm.
Looking around the store, does it look like the stand would have been visible from one of the windows or the doorway? Someone out
Yes.
on the street?
In that alley.
No, the alley was blocked. It was a solid wall.
Hmm.
If I go outside again, can I get to a point where I can see both where the stand used to be and where the stand wound up?
No,
Those 2 points are never visible at the same time. Really?
correct.
Huh. Okay, I'm going to go and investigate where the stand is, and like basically, I have mana sensitivity, so I don't know if that'll help me somehow or not. But I'm gonna like look around for was there a spell like written down here, some kind of like landing spell, or like oh, if I move this from here, I want it to be delivered there. So that's what I'm kind of
As you
looking.
leave, he's like muttering, "Oh, I guess he didn't want his chips.
I bought my chips. Yeah, I bought
Oh,
it
you
back.
did buy your chips. Okay.
I, I
All right.
was, I was, somebody
Jinx.
was asked. He asked a question. I was buying. I wanted to buy. I was having to buy some chips. I
That's
probably
so
grab
good. I just figured you
some
went and said, I'm going to buy chips and
jerky.
walked out.
No jerky. I buy some. I buy a bunch of little like some snacks that I can just quick carry, and a big Dr Pepper.
Roger. All right. This is, so you're just using a normal, this isn't a rote, this isn't a thing, you're just using a spell.
Me, I was just gonna go look. I was just gonna do some investigation, some
Oh,
actual
investigation.
investigation. Yeah,
Okay.
just gonna take a look in the area, see if there's any kind of um. Let me look at
Without
here.
like a mage sight on, you're not going to see like
No.
mage things. But
Hmm. Yes. Hollows and stored mana will trigger my peripheral mage sight even without an active magical effect. Mm.
good to know. You do not see one of
I do not
those.
sense that. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of doing. I'm kind of just kind of going around, just like looking, trying to sense the area to see if I feel. I'm not trying to. All right. Is it busy out here? Are there people around? No, probably take too long to cast the spell.
Not too long. There's not many people. With one dot in Gnosis, your spells are ritual are 3 hours long unless you spend the reach to make them instant.
Oh.
But it's later on, so there is. It's not busy. You know, there's sporadic.
Hmm. What if we were on a building? If we were like on a building, could we see the alley and the store at the same time, or in a building?
I think that would require a like a wits and streetwise.
Barking up my tree, sir. You might want to give me this. That's all right. And then you said wits and streetwise.
Yes.
I'm gonna add 3 because it's not letting me add my streetwise for some reason.
Probably has something else. Oh no. Okay.
Wow.
As you're looking around, uh, if the awnings weren't out, then maybe. But with the awnings out, if you were on a building, you wouldn't see. You wouldn't see into the store where the stand was. You could see the alley, not into the store. And with your 3 investigation on that, I'll give you that as you're going down that back alley and you're looking around, you would find a couple like little Debbie's thrown behind a dumpster.
Are they all the same little Debbies? Are they have they been eaten or?
The same little Debbie's, and they have not been eaten.
What little Debbie is it? Who throws away a little Debbie?
If it's okay, I'd actually
Oatmeal cookies with the cream inside in the middle.
Hey, oatmeal cream pies? Those bastards.
Who would throw out an oatmeal cream pie? I should have left it on the stand. I would have ate it. Yeah. Wonder why they don't like oatmeal.
As Finn is outside, are you guys inside doing anything?
I'm gonna activate active mage sight. Rolling in matter, and I will burn the extra mana to pull forces in since it's a common for me. So on top of normal mage side effects, adding one of my ruling classes and the forces common, this is the extra it does. And I'm specifically looking kind of like in the area where the trolley was rather than where it ended up. Or stand, I guess, is what you said.
So in the store, nothing particularly weird shows up.
So no environmental tilts, fire, electricity, other hazards.
Correct.
Okay. Does the other thing that I would be interested in is because magic always has, or I should say, Arcanum always has a way of affecting things around it. Does the the normal structure and durability appear to be unfazed by whatever spell or magical effect was used?
In the store, nothing is phased. Nothing is changed.
Okay.
I talk to the teller.
Yes.
Ask him,
I heard you talking about the stolen snack stand.
Oh yeah.
Uh, can you recall anything that happened involving that before it disappeared?
Like with the stand?
Oh,
With
I
with the sorry, what did you say?
well, with the stand or with the store in general, if you remember anything strange or
No, I mean, there was that. You said strange? Yeah, I mean, it was, I mean, everyone complains about something, but she really didn't like those oatmeal snacks.
Who?
Who says the owl out in the alleyway?
God damn it. So
someone
random.
complained about the snack?
Yeah, I don't remember her. I don't remember. She didn't work here that long, but she always complained every time uh, Phil made her fill up the stand. She complained, no one eats these things. She had a weird name. She was only here like a day. I think she quit, got fired. Can't remember.
Mm. Uh, how long ago was this?
Like 2 weeks ago.
Does your store have security cameras?
Oh yeah.
Did they record anything the night Dan disappeared?
I'm sure the officer. I'm sure Phil gave the officer the recordings. I don't have access to them. That's manager material only. We can't see the films. Phil, always threatens us. Hey, if you steal something, I'm gonna see you. Jet, can you roll computers and wits?
Computer and wits.
There is no broadcast of any type of. You can see the camera, but there is no broadcast coming out of that camera.
And am I within? And
The
I'm
red light.
obviously within earshot of hearing this conversation going on.
Yeah, you were still inside looking at the Debbie stand, so I assumed,
Yeah.
or where it was.
Yeah. Um.
At this time, Grumpy, Oz, Phil, you can return.
You just call me Phil? Did you just like call me like 20 different names that weren't my own
Yeah,
at
I'm
all?
still getting used to this shit.
He's Finn. I'm Oz.
It says Brandon on the roll 20, so
I
I'm
will
trying to.
change that. I realize that I will change that. Well, that's my name. What do you, I'll tell you.
There. Now you have my name too.
My mom gave it to me.
My mom didn't give me my name. Hearing that, I'm going to take a casual look around to see if I can spot where the manager's office is, or even the hallway that leads to the manager's office, sort of thing.
Yeah, it's in the back, past the bathroom.
I'm going to casually, I'm going to casually make my way back there. Act like I'm looking at something interesting in terms of merchandise that's near that hallway.
That's fair. As you're casually making it back there, you will make it in Finn.
And this is the comedy of this whole situation. So I walk in, not having heard what was just said, and I look at Xavier. I'm like, somebody doesn't like oatmeal cream pies.
See, I told you, no one likes oatmeal. She was right.
Who doesn't like? What are you talking about? That's like the second best Debbie in the world.
I don't know.
Who does?
She worked here like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago.
Oh, oh, my bad.
I don't remember her name.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird.
What do you mean it was weird? Oh, excuse me. Those some good chips. Thank you. Like you made them or not. Huh. We asking about the cameras?
Oh God, why can I smell that?
Yeah. No, Phil has it. Yeah, he gave him to the cop. He gave the video to the cop. I'm sure he did.
Do you remember the officer's name?
I didn't give the report. That's
I thought you would.
Phil.
You were the one who closed up, so I assumed you would have made some sort of statement.
Oh, you didn't ask. They didn't ask me anything because it was here when I left. Phil had the camera. He saw it was here when I left. I mean, I told Phil.
Where's Phil? Did we get your name yet? I'm Corbin. He's Bernstein.
I'm Alex.
How you doing, Alex? Nice to meet you. But where's Phil? Can I get how do I get a hold of Phil?
Oh, he'll probably be coming in morning shift.
What do you mean you don't know? What if I need to speak with the manager? What if something happened here? How do you contact Phil?
I don't. I'm not particularly fond of the way this conversation's going.
I put my hand and my stump onto like you know like my hands down and then I put my stump down and I'm like, Where do you think this conversation's going?
He's just looking at your stump.
While they're distracting him, I'm going to casually make my way to the manager's office.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
There, you go back in. There's a manager's room, and then there's a storage room.
I'll go to the manager's room first. I'm gonna test the door to see if it's locked.
It is.
I'm gonna glance to see if I'm within eyesight of the guy. Alex, I guess his name is.
No.
When I'm casting a spell.
As you look around, there's a camera that's looking at the manager's door with a little red light on.
That changes.
And no, there's no feed coming out of that one either.
I am going to be casting a spell then. This one would be, since I'm not at home or at my place of business, I only have a 3. Hold on. Sorry, I'm 50 windows deep. 4. I have a 4 because 2 noses do matter. And I'm gonna have to make it quick because I don't want to be seen. So this is gonna be a push to advance. Which I'm still not sure what that takes. Increases the primary spell factor by. So I subtract a dot in Arcanum for pushing it to advance. It says. So I really have a pool of 3 then.
Okay.
And this, I do not get a free reach on because this is a praxis rather than a road. But I do get 1 from the praxis itself. Okay, go through the checklist again. Check the spell. Highest Arcanum is 2. Gnosis is 2, -1 for the advance. I do get 1 reach. But I'm not going to use it, I guess. And then I get +2, so I get 6 dice. Because I have a fancy looking skull that I carry around. Which is why I had to make sure he wasn't looking, because it would look really weird if I just whipped out the skull where other people could see it.
And where you have 2 spells on top, you'll have a -1 die.
You're
now going to your 3rd spell.
I don't have a second spell active right now.
Oh, the fast thing he's gone?
Yeah, that only lasted for a scene. Decided instead of making it last longer, I went faster. Because you can basically every level of potency increases the amount by ×2, essentially. So yeah, no, I don't have that one on. But otherwise, that would have ended my oldest spell. To just be clear.
Okay.
68. As I start speaking in gibberish to anyone who isn't a mage.
10. Not D8s, D10s.
Okay, you were right. You were right. Thank you.
Just helping you out, sir. You said 8. I heard 8. I'm like, no 8, Sage. You want an 8, sir. You don't want to roll a D8.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Let's make it harder.
Yeah. I can.
Oh, ignore.
I don't get it.
Hold on, let me reroll that. For some reason, it didn't unselect. Apparently, you can have a skill, an attribute, an arcana, and your gnosis. Let me reroll that. 1 success. So what I am casting is called Remote Control. Basically, if it is a mechanical device, like a light switch, an industrial press, or even shifting a car into gear, I can use this ability to manipulate it. And I don't need the extra reach for this one. So essentially, all I'm trying to do is use remote control to flip the lock from locked to unlocked. Assuming this is like a standard like twist lock.
Click.
And then I will let myself in.
Small room. There's a safe. There's a file cabinet. There's a computer. There's a desk, chair, 2 chairs, 1 chair on the other side of the desk for like interviews and stuff like that. See a picture of this gentleman with a tie and a suit on the wall.
I'm gonna look for a security system.
As you go around, you do see there is a second monitor which has 4 screens on it, which show the way to come into the office. It shows the grocery store. It shows outside the grocery store, and then it shows in the storage room.
Anything interesting on the cameras?
Roll a intelligence and computers.
Let me make sure death and gnosis aren't checked this time. I have no specializations. I just wanted to make sure. 1 success.
As you go over and you wake the computer up, and you're clicking, those are stationary pictures. There is no security camera system. So it looks like he photoshopped the pictures, put them over there, so the employees would think he's watching them.
Ow.
Because you can also see that it's showing out there, and there's no one in the picture.
What? Okay. Anything else of interest in this office? Well, he was mentioning, actually, you know what? I'm sure as the manager's office, they'd have employee records. I'm going to see if I can find, like, the place where they store the employee records to see if I can look up this she, since he didn't give a name.
When you do wake up the computer, you do see, like, there's several little files all up, and you see one employee, marked employees.
I will attempt to access it.
It's not locked, so boom, it opens up.
I'm rubbing my temples for a second. That's a good thing I'm not CSI. I'm gonna. So how many employee folders do I see?
There's 20.
Okay, so I can eliminate Alex, and I can eliminate. What was the manager's name again?
Phil. Phil's right up to the top with like 4 stars next to his name. Alex has a sad face next to his name.
I'm gonna try. I know in this day and age this is a bad course of action, but my character's kind of old-fashioned. He's just gonna start looking at the names to see if he can identify which ones are female, and open them.
Roll
She kind of weird.
I guess this would be you're going off your intelligence or just off your wits.
It doesn't matter. They're both the same.
And then I think this would be socialize. I think that would fall under that, which is into the social skills.
Hey, I haven't. I do actually. No modifiers because again, I don't have anything for socialize, especially. Well, at least it wasn't a critical failure. Really, I rolled 3 7s.
You've succeeded on everything else, so here's your.
It's bound to happen. Yes, I know.
As he's looking that up, we're going to cut back to the people up front. What are you guys doing?
Look, man, all I want is like 2 little bags, 2 brown paper bags. You already bought food, man. I bought some stuff. Just give me 2 brown paper bags. The size you
Some people
this,
pulls out 2 brown paper bags.
Thank you. Appreciate it. So that's all you know. Can't remember her name. You ever meet her? Or you just kind of heard the rumor or whatever going around?
Yeah, Phil complained about her.
Oh, Phil complained about her. How many times did she have to fill up Little Debbie's in one day that she complained about nobody liking oatmeal cream pies? That makes no sense. Weird.
Right?
Maybe there's some innuendo going on with this, and that's what she didn't like. Had nothing to do with the actual oatmeal. I'll be right back, and I take off, and I actually go and collect the with my previously discussed and my previously
your
discussed
evidence
gloves. I put on my gloves. Boom, boom. Just real quick. Just have one in each little bag. I don't have to take them all, but yeah. So I kind of collect them. Yeah, and come back in the store.
Xavier, are you doing anything as Finn runs out? The store to go do something to brown bag it.
Well, I was planning on trying to get into the store's Wi-Fi to try and access cameras, but apparently they're not real, so I'm probably just wasting my time with that.
Did you want to wander around and bump into somebody?
No, probably not.
Yes, sir.
What else did you want to do?
Well, there's not much else to do. So I'd probably log out and then, well, close the employee folder to make it so, doesn't look like I've been here. Turn off the monitors. Open the door. Reset the deadbolt or the click lock so that when I close it, it's locked behind me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd probably meet up with Xavier, since he's the only one still in the store, I think.
By the time you're doing that, Finn would have returned with his stuff. So all three of you are in there now.
Finn's back. Oz, hey. Shirley, Jane, Jezebel. No, that didn't ring a bell for that guy. Alex, that didn't mean anything to you? None of those names? Rashonda. Maribeth.
No, those all seem kind of normal.
Yeah.
And all, but are you guys leaving?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Are you kicking us out, Alex?
Is this like a bar? We don't have to go home, but we can't stay here.
Are we doing
I'm
like as a duly appointed representative of the owner of this property? You hereby warn me that I'm trespassing upon this property.
I don't know what any of that means.
What?
I just was saying, usually people come in, they look, they grab, they buy, and then they leave.
But we have questions, Alex. I wanted frickin' some oatmeal cream pies, and the Little Debbie stand is gone. I had questions.
I don't know. Try the store down the street. Don't try the store down the street. There are competitors. You should try this other cookie.
Yes, let us go find some oatmeal cream pies elsewhere.
I didn't tell you that.
Cream pie in my pocket.
You can keep it.
All right. Are you guys leaving the store now?
Yeah.
And where are you going, or what are you going to do?
All right, so
I'll fill them in on what I discovered. That they didn't have cameras, and that Bill is terrible at file organization.
really,
I didn't see any employees with a strange looking name. They all seemed pretty normal.
okay.
And nothing stood out in their files that made me want to, let's go investigate that person.
Would have been the one that was was fired 2 weeks ago.
I didn't. I didn't look that deep. I am sorry.
Mm. Can't ask Alex because that dude is incompetent.
There didn't, other than the manipulation of the stand itself, there didn't seem to be any outward signs of magic being used. At least none that fall within the forces or matter arcanums.
Mm.
I didn't think to check death to see if there was a ghost who could tell me. But I kind of doubt it that was what the case is. By the time you convinced a ghost to pick that up, twist it, and transport it to where we found it, you could have just done that yourself with some spatial magic. And would have saved yourself a decent amount of mana. Grim, I'm going officially on record and saying I hate these character sheets. I was looking at the background and in the blank space they have these like little gray smudges and I'm like, what the hell is all over my screen? And so I literally started trying to clean my screen and I'm like, wait, it's just the character sheet art. Damn it.
It's right out of the book.
Man, someone must have had a messy copy. Alright, well, any ideas, gentlemen?
Hmm. So what were the names that you did read? So maybe we can guess what he thought was weird.
Oh, great and powerful voice in the sky. What were the names that I read? Because you didn't list any.
It said there's only 20 of them. It can't be hard to.
And we already know two of them, Alex and Phil. So there's 18 more.
18. And like I said, 18 names can't be hard for a mage to just look over and kind of just recite.
That would depend on which flaws you picked.
Okay, true.
There is a flaw that specifically has to do with memory. I didn't pick that one, but I did remember reading it. And it would describe me in real life. Memory of a goldfish.
I took no flaws.
I'm kind of glad they don't force us to do that anymore.
No, I'm missing part of an arm. I'm guessing that's a flaw.
I mean, yeah, probably contributes a little bit.
Now, I was thinking about this, though. Say my mage uses intricate hand movements to cast his spells. Could me, having no actual left hand, use my left hand, which isn't there, but I know how to use it. I had one for 30 years before I lost it. But I can imagine, could I use my hand to still do those intricate movements, even though my hand's not there, and cast spells? Would that work?
I
or you even have to do stupid shit like that as a mage.
You don't technically have to. That's more flavor than necessary. And also, I think it also apply. I think intricate hand signs and stuff actually falls under Yantras. So, I mean, I guess it would depend on. You could probably use something like Prime or Forces or something to create a temporary hand out of energy, or even just matter, and use it then in place of a left hand if you have good enough control. Otherwise, I think
roll intelligence and composure.
Intelligence and composure, sir. That is literally going to be my highest roll. And I still got only one. Let's go.
He recites off a list of 18 names. Birdie Devon and Cherry Blossom. Cherry Bloom, sorry. Are two names that probably seem weird to you guys.
What's a stripper working in the grocery store?
I stick my head back in. Hey, was her name Birdie?
No, Birdie still works here.
Okay. What about Cherry?
That was it.
Yeah, there we go. I was trying to, because I remember Phil talking about somebody. That's what it was. Thanks.
Why does stripper work?
I mean, it does sound like a stage name. That's for damn sure. Hey, you think it's
completely understand why she don't like cream pies.
Do you think it's possible that she wrote her shadow name by accident? That screams shadow name to me, or alias. But I would say shadow name in our circles if she is a mage. Do you think Henry would know something about that?
He might know Cherry Blossom.
Perhaps we should take a look at Cherry Bloom.
Cherry Bloom?
I said the wrong name first.
Oh. Cherry Bomb.
So you have a name. What do you do now?
Well, perhaps we should go back to Henry, see if he knows a Cherry Bloom, and that runs in mages circles.
By the time you would return, the library would be closed.
Oh yeah, it was to go home. I was about to say we should probably head home, see Henry tomorrow.
Alright, then I'll see you both tomorrow. As if you get ready to duck into an alley and cast a spell. Space magic. You'll hear him muttering as he goes around the corner. Taking space magic.
Huh. Cherry Blossom. Cherry Bloom. Cherry just sounds like a young name, even though it could be an older woman.
Maybe she's a retired stripper.
Yeah. Or a current stripper.
I mean, there's a fetish for everything, I suppose.
I will. Basically, I probably know Henry's hours at the library, and I'll kind of show up a little bit after he would start working the next day.
Uh, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday from 7 to 7.
Today's Tuesday, 7 to 7.
Sorry, I was trying to see how this works.
That was the first thing I wrote. Monday. Letter.
Rami, thank you for the follow.
Oh, if we're returning to our homes, I have contacts with fellow devils.
Okay.
I'd like to put out some leads, see if anyone's heard of this Cherry Bloom.
All right. Do you offer anything to spice this up?
Um,
Or you're just going to be doing once I find the role, just going to do the role to see if you can.
yeah, I'll just roll.
So when using garnering information via contact requires a manipulation and a social skill roll. So let's see.
Figured it out.
What type of social skill roll would you like to use on your devil contact?
I would like to use expression, but that doesn't fit. Can I use streetwise?
Yes, you can.
No,
So they don't. The name does not has not crossed their paths before.
okay.
Do you want us to keep an eye out for this?
Yeah, if anyone hears any. Oh, never mind. Yeah, if anyone hears anything, please let me know.
When everyone was returning home, was anyone else going to try something? And also, did you want to try something else, Xavier?
No, I think that's it.
Nope, I think I'm good.
Finn?
Guess not.
Sorry, no, I don't have any devils I can talk to. My mic keeps not unmuting for me. Pissing me off right now.
All right. So when you went home, you didn't want to do anything else then?
No. I realized it was off. I'm like, yep, thanks, Jet, for saying something sarcastic.
You're welcome.
Yeah, one of my kids at work don't get sarcasm. Took a bench, so we cut small piece of metal, take like three inches, but really long, like 10 feet, and we bend them in 90-degree angles because you can use them for a lot of different things. We make a lot of this. So there's a bunch of this on a table, and the kids took the table outside, took off one set of the stack of metal, left the other one, and brought the table back in with it down there. I'm like, did you just really bring that back inside? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, you didn't just take it off the table and then bring an empty table back in? He's like, no. Do you want me to take it back outside? I went, no, I don't. And they left it. He goes, you said you didn't want me to take it outside. I said, yeah, you definitely didn't catch my sarcasm. I'm like, dude, why would you? That's just a stupid move. You took the fucking table outside. Take the shit off the fucking table. Put it outside somewhere. You know you're going to take it somewhere. That's your fucking job. It's like, dude. Uh, Competent people still ask for. I'm sorry. Actually, can I call like somebody on retain, like say a service, a like a what's it called, private investigator. I'm gonna basically have him find Cherry Bloom if I can.
You have a contact? You said
No, I want to
you're
spend
gonna
money.
hire. Oh,
Yeah, I just want to spend money. It's
yeah.
probably it's got to be a service, right?
How much do you want to spend on this?
I will spend 3 dots worth of service if I have to. But I hire somebody that probably costs
Oh,
about that much to find
and
somebody.
he will gladly spend your money to go search the places where you think this person hangs out.
I don't know where she hangs out. I just needed to find out where she lives. She used to work at the grocery store. Um, I just don't want to deal with Phil, who's a manager, might know this information. And I probably have a private investigator who I'm kind of fucking iffy about. Like this dude, like kind of probably like kind of scares me because like you never know when you need somebody to get things in a bad way. But yeah, I just I don't want him to hurt nobody. I was just like, yeah, if you could just this is where she used to work. Blah blah blah. Tell him what I know. And give me an address and a phone number or something. Thanks.
I will get right on that for you, sir.
And I probably waste way too much time trying to construct small, intricate parts of a clockwork replacement left arm. Left hand.
Uh, so, anything else anyone doing that night? Okay. The night goes by. You said you were going to arrive at 7 at the library.
Yeah, just after, like 7:30ish. I'll give him time to settle in.
Were you picking up anybody, or was everybody else doing something else? Were you guys going to your normal jobs, your bookstore and your mortuary?
I
I think
would
so.
have told everybody I was kind of showing up at the library at 7:30. So, like, I'm gonna be there like 7:30 to talk to Henry tomorrow. So, have a good night,
I haven't
everybody.
be open yet then, so I'll probably go as well.
And if it's a carpool thing, I'll pick him up. If not, whatever. I'll probably drive a well-maintained, like 2005-ish, like Toyota Tundra. You know, bells and whistles, little things added to it. Nothing crazy. Big extra cab kind of thing. Henry, is this what you call vandalism?
So you pick up Xavier. You show up. You said right at 7.
7:30.
All
Ish.
right,
Like I said.
okay. Yep.
Yeah, like I said, he might want to. I don't know if he does coffee in the morning or what. You know, so there are a lot of police in this town. Shit.
Yeah, as you guys show up there, there's not many people. It's not busy at this time in the morning. You do see Henry. He's standing talking to a couple of people at the information center.
I kind of wave to him, kind of like point off in a different direction with my left hand.
He gives you, give me a second. He'll wrap up his conversation and join you guys in about 5 minutes. That was quick. Do you have your report for me?
I have a quick question, and I would have shit, I forgot to grab my camera. I would have to take pictures. But I would have, now that I remembered it, I said I would have probably had pictures and taken some Polaroids. Always gotta have Polaroids. But I would
He
have wrote
doesn't
up.
accept anything. He only takes the written. He likes letters.
Yeah, I understand. I would have written up what we did. I know he loves it. I love. He knows that I like a good pen and paper. Um, Something short would have been all like I would have probably pulled out one of those fountain pens, but no, this was a Pilot G2, points point oh 0.07. Not gonna go crazy with a one or anything. Um, uh, done in a fine cursive hand. Um, but then I'll ask him, Cherry Bloom, name ring a bell to you? I believe she was an employee of the store. Did not like oatmeal cream pies.
That name does not ring a bell.
You can see it's in the report, but huh. Okay. Nobody on the club scene, I guess. Sense.
Then
Oh, so Henry, what is your stance on
your
Oreo? Yeah,
phone buzzes.
you mind if I get this, Henry?
uh, as like a text comes through.
And what does it say? DOA. What?
Cherry Bloom, 236 Front Street, Apartment 2B. Currently unemployed. Past jobs: Fifth Street Grocery for 1 day, The Grand Cracker for 2 weeks, Travelers Bank for 5 years, and Sam's Snack Shack for 2 years.
Well, I got my information. Devil you know, eh? Sorry, Henry. It's just something about Mrs. Bloom.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, just like some little work history and her current address.
Uh, so you're not done then? You were just coming to
No,
fill
as
me
you
in
can,
or ask me about this?
yeah, it was a quick question to see if you knew something. If you know,
The
should
name
you?
is not familiar.
Yeah, perfect.
Do you want me to take this from you and hand it in, or?
No, that one was for you. You can see that was just a preliminary right there at the top. I even wrote it.
Yes, I appreciate that.
Yeah, it was just I was coming to see you. Had some time while I was addicted with my hand. So I guess we can go visit. Should we go? Yeah. Guess it's kind of my job. Well, Henry, you have a good day.
You also. Thank you. Good day, Xavier.
Good day.
As as we get out the door, I'm like, I wonder how she did it. Space magic, prime. Did she use another force? Another. Hmm. Does somebody know you cast a spell on them?
Depends on how egregious the spell is, and whether they're a sleeper or awakened.
Sleeper.
then it really just depends on how egregious the spell is.
Well, like I was thinking, I have things like perfect recall, which basically lets people, basically when they if I ask somebody questions, I want them to be able to fucking tell me the truth. So
You mean like Alex?
that dude. I don't need that. No. But I was just wondering I was thinking about stuff like that. Yeah, if I wanted to have cast like perfect recall on somebody, would they know I have cast it on them?
I mean, spell has touch. If you're using Yantar of weird ass language, it's all those, things.
So okay, so I knew yeah, I got you. Let's fight now.
Now, whether they remember it or not is different, because there is quintessence of the world, which you know sometimes alters the ones that weren't supposed to see this magic to make them think it was something else. But Paradox remembers.
Nothing wrong with a little hubris.
So you guys leave the library. What do you do?
Yeah, I'm going to um 236 Front Street, apartment 2B. Hey, I wonder if that's a basement apartment, one of those like lowered ones.
Are you going with Xavier?
Yeah.
And are you picking anyone up on the way?
I'll give it's a call. Let me see what he's doing.
How many bodies am I dealing with today, Doc?
None that I know of, hopefully. I don't like dead bodies.
I'm talking to the voice in the sky.
Oh. Oh.
It
You speak to
depends.
God on the phone?
I do sometimes.
Hmm.
He's a little bit more mechanical than most people, but
At this time, you don't have any.
I will pass along that message. I am free for the moment.
You do have a 5 p.m. appointment for someone, though.
Ah.
You arrange for people to die?
No, but people have to, come view the body and make sure it looks right. I said medical examiner and mortician.
I took it as a dead body was showing up at 5 o'clock.
Maybe,
Not a person coming to view a body. That makes way more sense.
With a Moros, that's actually probably possible.
If you don't get an appointment, you have to wait.
I wasn't thinking about that. It was just the fact that you had an appointment. Sir, I'm
As
here
you
first. I had an appointment.
pick up, so 7, 8. We'll say with the traffic and whatnot, you make it to 236 Front Street around 9 in the morning.
Add about a half an hour for like fucking pastries. I'm gonna grab some kind of pastries, maybe some krusciki, something along that lines. Kushiki, if you don't know, is basically pastry that's kind of like they're called angel wings. They kind of look like angel wings, and they are just dusted in just so much confectioner
Lep-
sugar that
Should we
it's
get lemon squares?
No, that sounds really good. What is it called again?
Kruszczyki. It's a Polish or angel wings. Yeah, it's
Very
a
nice.
Polish dessert.
Can we get lemon squares?
As he pulls off to get his pastries, can
and
you
and and
roll?
and lemon squares are from zero. So I guess we're going to zeros. I can roll.
Com- well, this is for Mr.
Oh,
Antenna. Composure and computers.
that's what I should have cast on myself this morning.
2 successes. Why did I go through all the trouble to set up that macro if I'm not going to use? Damn it.
Police are responding to a bank. There's a missing ATM.
I'll kind of put 2 fingers to my head real quick, like I'm getting something, and I'll tap Finn on the shoulder. Pastries are gonna have to wait. There's a missing ATM from a bank.
This is
Police
while he's
are-
been getting the pastries.
Oh, okay. Then while while he's in there, ordering, I'm just doing this number outside the window, trying to get his attention.
So
Meanwhile,
if I,
Xavier's right next to you.
yeah, Xavier's probably in the car with you or in the truck with you.
But then I have
What
to
would
say
I
it
have
twice.
to have done to have cast like my praxis on myself this morning? It's called zoom in. It allows me to like be all cool.
So you wanted to last for a day, or how long do you want to last?
Yeah, basically for probably a good portion of the day. I was just wondering. Yeah.
So practices you don't get the free reach that you do with rotes. So that's the part I need to look up is how much. I think every reach for 1 day is 2 reach, or it's 1 reach. Sorry, because it starts at basic hour. So, which you can wash that out if you have an order path tool and you have high speak. So it's basically it's your pool that the praxis uses, so whatever the Arcana is plus Gnosis. And then you calculate it in reaches. You get 5 free reaches for rotes. Outside of that, you get -1 to your dice pool per reach. So in your case, it's your pool -1 and then +2, assuming you use, unless you're not going to use high speak or a path tool.
Yeah. Okay. I was just okay. All right. So it's just very. Okay, I get to look into that though. Okay. I was trying to look into casting spells. I'm like, wow, that is a lot.
I can walk you through it. A lot of it has to do with just what your Gnosis is at. So, like, if you wanted to cast a spell, do you happen to have Sanctum as one of your merits?
No.
Okay, so then your Gnosis is, I think, Grim said 4 hours at, was it 4? Yeah, 4 hours at 1 and 2 Gnosis.
3 hours. 3, 3, 1, 1.
Right. And then half hour at 5. So it would take you 3 hours, depending on how many. So basically, it takes you a minimum 3 hours to cast a spell before you go. And then you have to basically calculate your dice pool, roll it, and then you just need 1 success for it to activate. If you want to go through it and make it easier, at the Appendix 4 in the book, page 328,
yeah.
that really helps. And you can have as many yantras as you have gnosis. So if you have, say, a gnosis of 2, you can use 2 yantras. And the yantra list there lists what their bonuses are. I have Sanctum, so I get to treat my gnosis as 5, basically. And since I was casting a rote, that considers your Arcana set at 5. So I basically wiped out the 1 year the 1 year subtraction for dice. Well, while he's getting the pastries, I will inform Xavier that apparently someone is now trying to steal a ATM, as an ATM has disappeared from a bank, and the police are responding. Oh look, Bugs Bunny! And so just starts staring off into the distance.
Was it Traveler's Bank?
Did I pick up that information? Traveler's Bank. Yes it was.
She worked there for 5 years.
Check there next. Maybe she just recently awoken. But it's still, I mean, even if she just awoke to using spatial magic, this is fairly potent spatial magic.
She worked at Sam's Snacks. I didn't realize that. That's why she fucking hates them. Something was going on.
It's supposed to be Snack Shack. Sorry.
No, that's all right. Did it say Snack Shack, or did I read that wrong?
It said Snack. It's supposed to be Snack Shack.
Oh, it did say, okay. Sam's Snack Shack. But yeah, I will jump back in.
Oh no, yeah, there's an H in there.
No, there is. I read it wrong.
There's not too much difference between Snack and Shack, huh?
Well, I was kind of far back and looking at other things. I kind of had to.
Yeah, I had to control and zoom on Roll20 to make it bigger.
But no, Sam's Snack Shack. But I will hand the two. I will here. I'll put the Krushchiki just kind of in between whatever, and hand out some lemon squares as I get into the truck, because Zero makes the best. He has this powdered sugar that's infused with the lemon. It's just a die for, the crust. He uses a Bischoff cookie crust and not the graham cracker like a lot of other people do. Oh. And each one is made individually, so the crust is all the way around. It's not just on part of it. The man is a genius. There is Zero like him.
So another thing that has come across is another report for Oz that he gets is it went missing somewhere between the hours of 2 and 4 this morning.
Two and 4 this morning.
Yes, and it is now 9.
So I'm guessing the little Debbie's thing was a test run.
Maybe.
It's weird though, because there's actually wiring and a bunch of other things involved with the ATM over But I still think we should just go to her house and see how this turns out. if it is her and she just robbed an ATM, and someone's knocking on her fucking, their strangers are knocking on her door right afterwards.
So you're driving still to the apartment? Okay.
Yeah,
And
where else were we supposed to go? I ain't not going to the ATM
I didn't
machine.
know what Jet was talking about, so I was making sure. You have the car though, vehicle.
We can go there if we want, but I figured we'd still go to her house.
Yep.
That's the connection between the two. So
At 9:30, you stroll up, park in the street.
yeah, probably it's New York. I mean, it's
Wormchester.
Wormchester.
What do you do?
Is this the kind of building that we have to ring the bell to get buzzed into the building, or
Yes, it looks like there's a small walkway, several boxes along with buzzers, um, a gated door.
Just when you start pushing buttons, delivery, 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 delivery. Everyone but hers. Someone will buzz us in.
Is that what you do?
yeah?
Manipulation and persuasion. Manipulation and or
Streetwise.
actually this would be subterfuge, manipulation and subterfuge because you are not delivering.
I am not delivering, but I have some subterfuge.
So who would like to roll this?
Well, that sucked. That didn't help at all. Oh.
Uh, so there is a lot of buttons, and no one buzzes you in.
Yeah, I see that. Well, I suck at this.
There is a physical lock on the door as well.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to use my embed the download knowledge. Wits plus computers. 26. Oh, and I'm using this for larceny.
What does this do?
It lets me add the number of successes temporarily to my skill total. I have 1 in larceny, so this takes it up to 3 for the scene, or 1 roll.
Okay, so Dex larceny plus with a modifier of 2, or if you just increase it however you want to do it, but you have that +2 bonus.
Is there any way I can help? Or is there an assist?
Yes. So in World of Darkness, you would roll the same dice pool and add any successes to their dice pool.
So, larceny and Dex?
Yep.
Might as well. I have larceny, I have Dex. around to break into places. Nope.
All right.
Sorry.
So unfortunately, you don't add anything, but you still get your bonus 2 from that. So yes. So no one does answer, but Xavier is able to.
I can imagine I'm just pushing buttons and you got the door open. Delivery. Delivery. Deliver. Fuck.
Deliver thyself.
You're good, sir. I wow. That's. Ooh, I thought I was a fucking criminal.
And yes, as you go in, this is a basement apartment. So instead of going up, you have to go down.
I'm kind of just like observing the area as I'm coming down. I'm just looking for any kind of just those little signs of I don't know, just magic, like maybe there's some fucking salt on the ground or
Roll a composure and wits.
it's that's 2 success.
There is no um, signs of magic, but you do spot a flower pot that looks like it holds some mana. And this pot, this plant, which is growing in the basement, which there's no signs of, regular sunlight, but it is growing vivid and bright. Uh,
I
Other
will
than that,
point that out to them as I knock on their door. Like that nice plant right there.
uh, you hear someone come over, unlock the door, open it a couple inches. She goes, "What do you want? Who are
Hello,
you?"
hello. I bring up my arm, my stump. I'm like, that's not important. I was working on an ATM machine earlier today, and
She tries to
somebody
shut
just
the door.
I just shoved my foot in the space, and someone took it. Um, can I get my
It
arm
is.
back? It's still in that motherfucker.
I give him manipulation subterfuge.
uh, shit, subterfuge. Yeah, baby. And I'm showing her the stump, and it's clean. Remember, my arm doesn't look like any like just normal amputation. It looks like it's like clean, it's smooth, there's no scarring. So it has that look of, strangeness to it.
Um, she's not pushing against the door anymore, and you hear a thump.
Like, what do you mean I hear a thump?
Like the sound of a body hitting the floor.
Oh shit. Did she
But she didn't release. You know how some have like that little like chain, so it's like that 4-inch gap.
Yeah.
So she didn't take the chain off. So you're unable to open the door.
You kidding me? I lean on the door with my 6'2" frame and listen to that fucking tired chain that has never been able to hold anything. Haven't you ever watched a movie? The chain is designed to keep fucking non-criminals out. And
Yeah.
I believe this woman might be in medical danger, as I believe she might have passed out, or maybe is having a stroke. And yeah, I'm gonna open the door.
You're gonna attempt to physically get it down, or you're gonna attempt to larceny this thing and.
I'm just gonna push. I'm just gonna walk through this door. Like I said, the chain's just gonna. I'm just gonna. Yeah, just like
Right.
basically. I'm
But
gonna use
there's
a little
always a chance
streetwise.
that you fail.
There is. You're true. There is. True. I could. She could just be in the way. So what do I got? So you said some larceny is involved in this.
Well, if you're going to try and, uh,
Yeah, like brawl or something. Like I said, whatever you're.
I would say if you're trying to brute force the door, it's strength and athletics. And before you roll, is anyone helping, or do you have a different idea?
Oh, I'm fucked if we're doing strength and athletics, but I'll throw it out there. You guys know I might be 6'2", but I'm not.
Yeah, I can help. Go on.
So if you roll strength and athletics, and any successes will add to his dice pool.
Well, I would really need it because I get rid of
And this is
subterfuge.
if you're saying you really need it. There's also this thing called willpower, which everyone has, and if you use a one willpower, you get to add 3 to a dice pool.
Oh, 2 successes.
There you go.
I think I'll be good. Dosimagenus. Yes.
Strength 1, athletics -1. I'll be good, he says, with 2 dice.
Oh, it worked, man. It worked. Once he threw that out there, I was like, "Oh, that's cool," because it was a chance dice. I just had a chance, right? That's all I had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As Finn is pushing and pushing and pushing, and doors creaking and stuff like that, and Xavier just comes up and goes,
Puts his hand
and the
on
door
that button.
flies open.
It's that I you got it open already. Like my wife handed me something the other day. She needed me to open. I'm like, yeah, you already opened that. I was like, why'd you hand me that? She's like, what? I said, yeah, that thing was open.
And yes, when you showed her the stump and said your arm was still in an ATM machine, she passed out, fainted, and
Perfect.
is
I
lying
will.
limp on the ground.
Is she a big woman? What are we looking at?
No.
Would Finn be able to carry her to
No,
her
you have one
her couch?
strength.
Okay. What do you mean? Why I
You
have
could
one
drag
strength?
her.
I probably have one strength. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I'll
I have
grab her.
specialization in first aid,
Oh yeah,
so I'm
well,
going to
yeah, perfect.
check her out.
Well, unless you turn into a corpse, I'm not good.
I start checking the house while he's providing first aid.
Okay.
You said wits and composure, or do I need to do something else?
Are you just looking, or are you investigating?
I'm trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out like what I can figure out about her before she actually, because she's gonna come to here pretty shortly. She just fainted, and usually the answer to fainting is to have blood come back to the head, and falling down is a great way to do that. And I know that, yeah, that's why the natural, it's yeah. So I'm gonna try to get whatever I can in the brief time I have.
Wits medicine
That
or
sounds like yes.
exec.
I'm guessing that's not. What is, I didn't want to
And,
go in her medicine cabinet.
and you're
Plus
just you
one.
just
+1 for specialization.
yes sir.
Because this is a basement apartment. This can't be more than a freaking studio. It's freaking Wormchester.
And you're just doing a quick look around, which is the same roll you just did, which would be
Yeah, wits and
wits
composure.
composure. Yep.
Yeah, 9 again for my trained observer. No bonuses. Yeah, baby.
So there is um as you do your medical thing and you're doing first aid on her, um sitting her, moving her, sitting her up, checking her out. Um, she's just passed out, a little bump on the head. You're starting to bring her around. For looking around, um, yes, where he should.
I'm gonna look at her and go, "She's not a corpse. I can't help you."
You're messed up.
Ah,
It is so
Uh,
messed up.
I literally have a power that's for corpses.
it looks like there's a bunch of money thrown on the bed, and it looks like someone was making money angels.
Love it. I fucking love it.
Right?
I so love it. That is awesome.
I look at Finn. Are you serious? She just had to have awoken. There's no competent mage is going to do something this obvious.
And I've locked, and I did lock the door after we all came in. I closed the door, locked it,
Okay.
and basically kind of tried to re-secure her chain. Like I'm like, yeah, that ain't going back together. I could, well, actually, I probably could. I'm a fucking crafter. Actually, I'm gonna put her
Who
chain back together.
who are you guys?
I'm sorry, ma'am. I already told you, relax. Don't get back up. My friend here is a trained medic. He can handle this. You fainted. Um, and I'm gesturing right now with my left hand like I still have it, right? So I'm like when I'm talking to her this whole time, I'm moving my stump, which she can see moving, and I'm gesturing with my left hand this whole time. Like my friend here is a medic, and he'll take care of you. Don't worry about it. You should
There,
stay down,
there
keep
was
your
no
feet
blood in the
elevated.
ATM. It's not
Does it,
here.
look how clean this was. It was what happened? Yeah, I was doing over there, and then bam, it was gone. And they tracked the ATM somehow or something, the money or something here. They said somebody was doing money angels, and it like summoned some like sent it. It was weird. I don't know. Like, were you doing money angels? Look,
No.
how did you do this? Is all we want to know. You can keep the money. We're not gonna
There's a
find
lamp in the
out.
room.
Where none of that shit is important to us. We want to know how the fuck you did it. Awesome. But I need my arm back. What happened?
I
You
don't
got it.
have your arm.
Okay, well then how did you get the ATM?
Well,
And why don't you like oatmeal cream pies?
nobody likes oatmeal cream
I
pies.
love oatmeal cream pies. They're the second favorite frickin' little Debbie after the Nutty Buddy. What are you talking about? I'm so sorry, Penny. I mean, oh God, I just called you Penny. Cherry. I wouldn't call her that. I'm so sorry, Cherry. Um,
Is there
I
a
am not
lamp
going
in
to
the
tell.
room?
I am not going to tell you who I am. Um, but when you do feel well, we
She
really need
goes.
to know how you
She
took that
holds her hand
ATM.
out, and her hand starts to vibrate a little bit.
Hmm. Oh, she's about
And
to fuck.
a stack of money disappears from the bed and appears in her hand.
Damn, nice. Like disappears, not like flies through the air. It's just vanish, vanish, bam, bam.
Appears in her hand.
That is awesome. So where were you when you destroyed the little Debbie thing?
It was in the back alley.
So you were where the little Debbie thing was,
Yeah,
and
that
you.
that didn't work right.
Oh, really? What the ATM machine look like?
She shows you the money is not fucked up.
Well, it's paper and fiber but it does look good. So, but again, so the machine came out well. That you did. So you think, and again, this whole time I've been gesturing with hands, like so it looks like I'm like still have my
Could
left
you
hand.
stop doing that?
What do you took it? It's gone.
I
I
didn't.
can't. What do you mean? I can still feel it, and I'm like getting all amped up about it. I'm sorry. It's just weird. I'm sorry. Sorry. But okay. So when did you start being able to bring stuff to you like this?
When I was 10,
Oh, really? You
but
like self taught or something, or is
it
this?
always it always broke.
Yeah, I bet. Did you hurt somebody, or like a puppy or something?
I can
You
move
want to talk
people.
about? Oh my fucking god! I shouldn't have said that. Oh
I'm
my
giving him
god!
the
Please
dirtiest
don't ever
fucking
say
glare
it
from
to the
across the
person.
room.
Oh my
Shit, what'd you
god!
say?
I am giving him the dirtiest glare from across the room.
Oh my god!
I didn't.
Dude,
I couldn't hear you.
he's giving me a horrible glance from across the room.
Okay. Yeah.
Or something along those lines. Basically, he's calling me a fucking idiot for fucking saying anything. Oh God, no, you can't. You should never, ever, ever, ever. And if you do, start with
Never.
like
Yeah.
start with like plants or grapefruit, please. Like, like work your way up to a sentient thing. Well, don't even do plants because those things are sentient. How do you keep that plant alive outside?
That plant's always been here.
I mean, that
I was
plant's
here
always
when you
been
moved in.
there. No.
Yeah.
I pull out my sextant ley line compass. I need to figure out where ley lines are. Like I just fucking just sit here for a while, and is she awakened? Like so she's been like awakened since she's 10.
So you guys are trying to like, how does Owen awaken to find out if another awakened is awakened?
It's actually fairly simple. You can use peripheral. You can use peripheral mage sight for that.
You sense no magic in this apartment.
Okay.
Hmm.
I kind of.
Concealment.
So how, you
What about in the moment when she teleported the money? They sense any magic then?
yeah, and I'm mana sensitive, so I'm pretty sure if she was casting a spell, I would have.
Jet has something for structures, or both of you guys can see structures.
I can't see structures. I don't.
I will.
I feel mana. I just have the mana, like it says. I've seen it
Because
so
when you
much.
posted that thing before, Jet, it said something about structures.
Yes. So so you don't technically have to have the Arcanum to use it. It just costs it costs mana to use any Arcanum you don't have. So in my case, I have the Arcanum of it has to, sorry. If it's your ruling Arcanum, then you can use it for free. If it's not your ruling Arcanum, then you have to spend
Okay.
a mana per one you want to
So your
incorporate.
ruling is
Death and matter.
and Finn's is
Mine are my primaries are Prime and Force, and
I'll
then
put
the
this
other
for you.
one was, the bad one was Death.
So those don't activate until we actually do an active roll. Peripheral is just you can see as an awakened, you're going to see magic effects. So like when she teleported the money, we should have seen some sort of effect if there isn't a concealment or something to or if something else is going on that we're not aware of. So that's Prime, and you said what was your other one?
Force, and then the bad one was Death.
Yeah, so you do have this. You do have the one that lets you see structures if you actively.
Yeah. So and that's my my merit.
so there was
I have.
no uh like the money shook a little bit, but there was no force or there was no matter. There was no
There's
no
no
no no
sitting
no.
like no
So no
spell.
active magic
None of
that
the
we can
schools,
see.
no active magic that you guys up in the schools.
Okay, then I'll back up a little. I thought basically her doing that was her casting a spell or something.
And
Well,
she
there
didn't.
still could be,
She
but
didn't. When she took the thing, she didn't say anything. She didn't move. She kind of held her hand, and it kind of shook the same as the money shook. But other than that, like there was no normal signs like where you guys have been taught. You know, this is how you cast a spell. She can be like, well, so there are
And
others
I
like
don't do
me.
yeah. Like I said, I don't do that. I don't do that whole magic thing. Then often. So yeah. I don't. Do I? Is there? Would we know of these things, or is this the first?
I mean, you know, there's a lot of things that go bump in the night, and sleepers are people that are not aware of things that go bump in the night, and you know she's probably not a sleeper. But there's a lot of stuff out there, which is, you know, it's a big world.
Um. I wouldn't say exactly like you, but I wouldn't doubt there's others out there. Be careful of what you do.
Who's coming for me? Because you said they would track the money.
Dear, we actually track the, and I pull out a paper bag and I hand it to her.
Ah, see,
You
even you
know,
didn't eat it.
oh, it was on the ground in a in an alley. Are you kidding me? I wouldn't touch that. I don't know
No,
what's in
I
there.
threw those away.
No, they were. No, whatever. They were thrown away. Whatever. I'm not eating them out of the trash. I
Apparently,
just
she
needed them
missed.
for evidence. But look, I have. Look, this is what this is what brought me to you. Right here is you um, hating oatmeal cream pies, which is hilarious. So, actually, I'm sorry, nobody's actually tracking the money. As far as I know, you don't have the ATM machine here, right? That is a bad thing. I know they can track those damn things. There's fucking GPS and
No,
shit
it's in
inside them.
Central Park.
What? We just put it up somewhere nice near the statue, like he's getting money or something. That would have been cool.
Hold on a second.
Peripheral Park would have been this like just awesome. Hold on a second. Did you just move it? I mean, hold on a second. That's crazy. Can we see Central Park from here? Okay.
No, you can't.
So,
There's a small
Jerry-
window, kind of like one of those like
Yeah.
basement, like really really small window.
Quick question: can you move things from like one spot to another, but not to you? Like, or does it always have to come to you? And you obviously don't have to be looking at the object that you summon to yourself. Are you feeling better?
Yeah,
Do you
I
want
don't
to
know.
stand up?
I've
and sit on
never
the couch?
not moved it to me.
What do you mean you've never not moved it? Oh, this is cool. Let's go
I
sit
didn't
on the
even try.
couch. And I kind of get her up, like, she's probably right. Look, and you didn't take my arm. I'm sorry. Little subterfuge. I will fix your chain before I leave.
She kind of like holds her chest and like breathes like a sigh of relief that she didn't
And
rip someone's arm off.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry about and I broke the door down just to. Well, actually, I suck. I was a little. I couldn't actually get the door to go down. Um, now that I was thinking about my stats, I really did do them wrong, and I'm after this session, I think I need to talk to my GM and
That's fine.
hopefully
It's first
do a little,
session. If you
little-
realize that you had something the wrong way,
I'm
then
all
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I think I went in the wrong direction, so but it's okay. But he'll be like, yeah, no. But so yeah, I'll set it out. Just like I'll go run through some tests. Can she like move? Just a
I was
quarter.
gonna try, but I haven't tried that yet, so I don't know.
Let's do something small, like a quarter, and I just like fucking, pull out. I pull out a, like a half-ounce gold fucking coin. Yes, like,
Oh,
let's try.
I can't do
Let's try
anything else
that.
today.
Oh really? Oh. And I put my coin away. I'm like, oh, really? You can't.
Yeah, I've exerted myself before and I pass out.
Okay.
I
No.
like it takes a certain amount of
So
will
that was
to
a
will
lot
it to move.
So that was a lot what you just did with just the money. You said a will.
The
Oh,
money
will.
wasn't so much. It was the ATM and then getting the money out of the ATM because then I didn't. You can't use a crowbar in those things.
Why would you need to use a crowbar? Why didn't you just like teleport the door from the ATM to you, get the money out? Or why didn't you just teleport? Why did you
I
take the
really
whole
like-
I'm
ATM?
giving
I
him
really like
even
where
more
you're
glares from
going
across
here.
the room.
Look at me. So you know what an ATM machine looks like on the inside now, right, Jerry? So you understand the basic concept, and I understand that you can
No,
grab.
I don't know what it looks like on the inside. I haven't opened one up yet.
Well, you know enough. You tore the damn thing out of fucking the bank and brought it to you. Why didn't
Yeah.
you just take the money out?
Why are you giving her advice?
Somebody will find you, and it won't be us.
I'm gonna
I appreciate all this information that you have been giving me. This is very enlightening.
give up on this endeavor and go outside to look at the potted plant.
Us is like he's
people
making
will
the rabbit
come-
hole bigger.
He's literally breaking rules.
What do you mean I'm breaking rules? I'm
You're not
explaining what
supposed
she's
to-
doing wrong.
Yes, you know.
I know
You
about
didn't read the
that.
Mysterium very well then, because we're not supposed to be sharing information.
Yes.
That's literally the last thing our order does. We only share information within the order, and you have to be of the proper status. So since she is uninitiated, you shouldn't be sharing information.
Come on, this is RP that I'm learning.
So,
Don't yell at me. But
what
yeah.
Oz tells you,
You're-
right?
You are right.
Oz tells you you're not supposed to trade information, right? And you have to be of a certain status. And Henry doesn't give you much information.
I understood.
That's what I said. I'm learning.
You're good.
You're right.
I'm teasing you.
No, that's that's
but
how I.
in character,
how I
Oz
learn.
would literally. In character, Oz would literally be just like throw his hands up, go walk out to go look at the plant.
Hey, I'll look at you like this. Be like, I'll look at you as you're walking away. I'll be like, dude, this is gonna be a Oh, I like to like point from me to her. I'm like, bonus, dude. Are you kidding me? I'm getting some, you know. Yeah. And so basically, like I said, I need to, I just try to get as much information out of her as I can. Like, so it's just will, it's this and that, and
Yeah, and she's
I,
gonna start explaining. When I first started out, everything broke, and then it's only been recently, like after the little Debbie thing, like I was able to then teleport stuff and they didn't break.
but the little Debbie thing did break.
She said
It was the stuff after that I did.
Okay, so it was almost like, yeah, okay, there
Uh,
you go.
I'm going to activate uh, Etheric Resonance. I spend one ether, and I can sense anything to do with the God Machine, a demon, uh, within 5 yards, the same room, or a small apartment.
Uh, I just made her such a better criminal.
you did, and you broke Mysterium
Yeah,
etiquette.
that is true.
That
Okay,
that
gotcha.
that's the funny part. Like, and the only reason I know that is because I literally spent like a day trying to. I've read the Mysterium portion like 6 times because it was so boring to me to read the first 5 times that I couldn't just retain it. But finally, on the 6th attempt, I got it.
Yeah, see, I was on the yeah,
Sorry, I
and I
had to
probably
remove a
read
tick
that.
from the dog.
I was I was on that. It made sense, and but I was really focused more on the collecting of like artifacts and secrets and
The
shit like
Indiana
that.
Jones, yeah, the
Yeah,
collecting. Yeah.
basically that's where I was kind of like that at the thing, so I didn't really think about
Which is
like
fine because you're at
the
the
other
point
part.
where you're learning this stuff and like they're not really teaching you. Don't don't it's like trial and error type shit.
Yeah, they don't start to teach you shit till you get the
Gray,
status 2.
you said you're trying to. Is there a role to find out if this has anything to do with the God Machine?
No, I just spend Ether, and I sense it. Wait, let me do it.
Not here, but uh, there is the God Machine working with the plant.
Right outside the door.
Why do you think I walked out the door? I had a theory, and if Xavier shares that information, my theory has just changed.
Well, you heard me. I wanted to find out where the ley lines were.
Well, I was
Like,
thinking
like
more
that.
along the lines of imbued item.
That works. Oh man. Well, I figured. Yeah, that's
There are
true.
no ley lines here.
I wasn't looking.
Sensing
But
that, I'd go back. I'd go out to the plant as well.
So you and Oz are at the plant looking suspiciously at this plant.
And I will give her my burner phone information. Like, look, if you ever,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, yeah. She pulls out her phone, texts you immediately.
awesome.
This is a great information. I didn't. I thought I was all alone, but I'm not alone. There's others.
Yeah, I am not one of them, and I have my hands. I kind of stood up, and he puts his hands behind his back like they do in the military, where they would cross their hands, and he's like he does a lot of things because like I said, he lived so long with that left hand, it just seems natural to kind of keep doing stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I can't do it. And anybody else in your family might have any kind of you know, cool abilities or anything.
No, it was just me. They all thought I was crazy. But I'm not crazy. They're crazy.
Actually, if you show them what you can do, um, yes, they are. In a way, they have an issue or a mental defect which does not allow them to know the truth.
They just always blame me for everything that broke.
Well, you were probably the problem because it broke. Did you take
Only
responsibility for
50% of it.
Did you take responsibility for that which you broke?
For everything that broke with
Good.
my family.
That makes sense. It makes sense. I look at Oz, where Oz is might be outside the door if I could see him.
Yeah. So we'll cut over to you guys looking at a plant.
I'm going to dip into active mage sight, but I'm not using a ruling house this time. I'm going to spend 2 mana and pull mind and space as my active observations. I'm going to post them for you. Did I copy all of that? Yeah, it's the mind sight detects presence of thinking beings, and space sight now if there's some sort of concealment, I have to make as an active mage sight. If there's some sort of concealment, I have to make a roll against its concealment, or I don't see anything.
There's no mind or space going on here.
And of course, I don't know what Xavier knows yet. I'm just literally looking at this plant going, those are the two things that came to mind. As a mage, she has to be using space magic, but she'd have to be incredibly powerful in space magic to do what she's doing. Warp is not not an easy thing.
Xavier?
I'm examining the potted plant. Do you have any idea what this might be?
So you know how when you expend your resources,
Mm-hmm.
normally you have to go to some sort of like machine place touched with the god machine to get some of that back. There is some stored here for some reason.
That's fucked up. So you can tell when people really are dead. That's interesting.
That helps before he cuts into them.
This person's not dead. I can't. She's not fucking dead. How do you? I know. Okay, I just know. Shit.
I think I know Ether can be stored in object, so this makes me think there must be a devil in one of the nearby apartments, or at least frequents this place.
She did say it's been here longer than she has.
I'll go. I'll go back inside and say. I'll ask her. Uh, who's been in this building the longest? Do you know?
Probably it'd have to be Alice the Super. She's who I thought you guys were, because she often comes to complains about my racket. Um, she's apartment 6B.
Play tennis?
No, I don't.
Weird. Why would badminton? Pickleball? What's the one inside with the blue ball? What the fuck? Racquetball? Why would she complain about your racket
Squash.
if you don't? Squash? That's another one. Why would she complain about your racket if you don't play tennis or
My
whatever?
noise.
Oh, what do you do?
I practice
What?
moving stuff.
And it's noisy?
I mean, sometimes when things break, they make like that little Debbie machine made a lot of racket when it came
You
out.
you gotta go small. Start small and work your way.
I did.
No, you didn't. You obviously not. You
I've
should
been
be
at
able
this
to,
since I was 10.
you should be able to take a He sits up.
Take a quarter?
No, 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 no. I'm looking at Oz, where Oz would be again.
Oz is done with your shit.
Sorry. Look,
Well, I'm sorry whatever happened to your arm. I'm glad it wasn't me. And if I have questions, can I call you? You give me your number.
so is the Mysterium just all mages? Is that it, or
Yep.
There is currently at the Mysterium a vampire that has been assigned to work with the library, um, kind of as atonement for past
Robert?
vampire sins.
Who,
Not his atonement,
who
but
Robert?
somebody else's atonement. Yeah.
When she asks about calling and learning more, I'll go over and give her a card from my bookshop. You should
Her
be
eyes
able to
light
find
up.
information there.
Oh, thank you.
This man's a professional.
Yeah, you guys are great.
And I'm telling you, you keep doing this, someone else will come looking for you.
That's not what the words were I was hoping you were going to say, but thank you.
Oz is gonna. He hates me. Every time we say it. I wanted to be a teacher, Oz. Okay, don't get all crazy with me. Sorry.
You should have picked a different order.
You're right.
Did you
I
just hear that from the hall?
look. Mm. I kind of, I get. I'm just leaving. I'm like, be safe. Don't steal people's shit. It's kind of fucked up. Have a good day.
Well,
That might
if
have
I
been. That
can't
might have been. That might have been.
steal stuff, don't break down someone's store.
I was.
Have a great day.
You. I fix her chain before I leave.
Thank you.
And I'm still staring at this pot.
I look down at the potted plant and I'm like, okay. And I use prime and force. If they're staring, if he's staring at a plant like that, there's something going on.
As we're leaving, I will take out another one of those business cards. I'll go to apartment 6B, and I will write on the back of the card, "A brother in arms?" Question mark. Slide it under the door, and then
Roger.
At least I never told anybody my name. So far so good on that. We are. Yeah, you don't need to know all that. Where the fuck is my arm? That was good. That was good.
Your phone buzzes as you guys leave. You get a text from Cherry.
Uh-oh. Do I want to know what it says?
It says thanks. Hey, what's your name? It's all Dark Stranger. Left unread.
so that's one piece of information you won't give her.
It's like what? Yeah, it's like what? No, I won't. I can't.
Would you dust yourselves off? You were leaving, and you're leaving the plant behind?
Probably best that we don't touch it. I mean, I'm assuming Xavier's finally has told us what he's discovered by now.
Yes.
Okay. Then we probably shouldn't, until we've identified whether this is friend, foe, or at least neutral party, we should probably not mess with their stuff. But we should still report this to the Mysterium. Maybe I doubt Henry would tell us, but I'm sure Henry might know of instances where sleepers having powers that are mage-like but don't give off the appearance of mana. And it wasn't. I don't think there was any concealment. Anyway, let's go report to the boss. I'm sorry, you were gonna say?
I was just remembering, demons and angels use a different kind of energy, like they're fully separate. Did it feel like ether for from a demon, or the angel?
I didn't realize they used different stuff. I know that like it's ether, because that's where you usually have to go to like infrastructure or something to pull it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's ether.
Okay.
It does make sense.
And you said you were going to go report this?
Well, I'm going to have to go write a report. I was going to report this. You know, Henry don't want to hear shit. And I don't tell him anything he don't need to know.
He
I'm
didn't tell me.
submitting-
I'm not going to tell him.
I'm submitting
Well,
a separate report.
I have information I have to give him. It's required as my job. I know he's part of the Mysterium, but you're right. I did not come into this role correctly. As a stealer of secrets, a Robin Hood of sorts. Take from you, don't give back to any motherfucker.
Except those within the Mysterium, but you have to be of the right rank to get it.
And then you don't really tell them anything either.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to.
until you
got
are
it.
above the same status or higher, you don't tell them shit.
But if they're higher than you,
You
You
still
have
don't
to
tell
tell
them shit until but they have to ask. But that's what I'm saying is I don't have to tell you anything you don't ask me to tell you. So I don't have to divulge more than what you're asking for. And so that's what I realize now. It's all in the information that you want, not the information I have.
Henry wants to know if this has to go above him or if this is just
Well, I
nothing to do.
provide, yeah. Like I said, I provide him with the information. I do a comprehensive report, which I need to do. There's information that he needs. You know, I identify our person and explain how Oz told her how to just rob banks. No, that doesn't go in. See, that's like I said, that doesn't go in the report. There's little things you just keep to your fucking self. But yeah, basically I'll do the whole report, and then I'll give him the things he doesn't like, paper clips and pictures, and put it in a beautiful blue envelope, kind of, not envelope, like file folder. That was a fun one, Henry.
He reluctantly takes it, opens it up, leaves the stuff he doesn't want in the file folder, and reads the report.
You know, one day it's just gonna be a bunch of 1,000 words over and over again, Henry.
I look forward to the day.
You didn't get the reference, did you, Henry? Pictures worth 1,000 words. Over and over again, Henry. You will not be happy.
Son of a bitch.
See? Puns go hand in hand, Harry. Henry. You're a wizard, Harry.
He will take it and say, "Good work."
Thank
And on that, I think we will wrap up for the night.
you. Awesome.
Thanks to your tomfoolery, this turned into a one-session mystery. This could almost been a one-shot itself.
Well, say it worked out as a one-shot. Perfect.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be that quick because I didn't think
This is what happens when people.
tomfoolery and demon tomfoolery.
This is what happens
just
when you have
now-
two wizards and a demon.
Yeah, just wait till I finish actually reading and getting this. 'Cause I read through it. It's a lot of information.
It is. That's
Yes.
why I read the Mysterium part, and I read about the Moros, and then I read about magic. That's all I've focused on right now. I'll worry about the rest later.
whoever organizes our books needs to fucking like throw themselves off like a short balcony. I don't want them to die.
Oh,
I
but
don't want them to die. I don't want them to break anything. I just want them to fall a distance.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out to stream today. If you enjoyed our content, please feel free to drop us a follow. We would really appreciate the support. And tune in Mondays and Wednesdays for our D&D content. Want to keep up with the events and extra streams? Please check out our Facebook and Twitter to keep up to date on the schedule releases and updates for the streams, including extra streams that we may not have on schedule. And if you would like to see previous content that we've done, check us out on YouTube at Epitaph of Creation. Thank you so much for coming out today, and have a good night, everybody.